from the school to my town. I came to my mother, and I told her, let's pack up and go, not wait for Hitler, because I heard all the speeches. We have a little house. The house, my living room is bigger than the house we had. So we lived all in this house. I slept with my father, my sister slept with my mother, and my nephew slept in a bunker, in the kitchen there. Anyway, I told her, let's pack up and go, and let's not wait for Hitler. She shows me on the floor, there was straw. About 10 people were sleeping on the floor. Refugees from the German side of Poland, from Warsaw, from Krakow. And she said to me, I don't want to go sleep, I'm not going to go to sleep on somebody else's floor, like those people. Hitler is not going to harm women and children. She packed me some underwear and I left to Russia. I came to the old border, they gave me a gun and 20 bullets. I was a soldier. But then there was a barrier further down. No, Hitler was strafing the highways. We used to jump off. Anyway, we used to jump off. They sent out a horse and buggy to whoever wanted to go. The horse lasted 24 hours without food, without water, so we started walking. And the place was strafing the streets. And there used to be ditches on the side for water, so we jumped in the ditches. So when I came to the old border, they gave me a gun and 20 bullets, but Stalin had something else in mind. He called our part Western Ukraine, and the Ukrainians were working with the Germans. They were shooting on the Russian army as they retreated. So he gave an order that anybody who was born in Western Ukraine cannot go in the army. They took my gun and they put me in a working battalion. I was digging ditches for tanks that the Germans couldn't jump over the tanks. Anyway, my mother gave me some underwear when I left. It was in June, and my underwear got torn, and the winter came along. I had no clothes. They gave me a rope and a blanket, a rope and a blanket, and I tied myself in rags around my feet. That's how I worked it. From the fall of 41 to March 42. In March 42, the snow started melting. And I had those rags wet, and I froze my shoes and my fingers, my toes and my fingers. And I wound up in a hospital. They asked me, how old are you? I said, yes. They said, 45, 50. I was 19. And that's how I looked at it. Anyway, when you're young, you survive. When I finished the war, then in 43, they took me in the army. They gave me a bazooka, and I became what do you call it? An interpreter. I was German and Russian interpretation in the army. That's how I survived. Anyway, when the war was finished, I came home. And in the town where I was born, there was 1,500 Jews alive before the war. When Hitler came in the army, he got all the surrounding farms and the little towns into the town, and it became 10,000 Jews were in town at Hitler. He put them in a ghetto, in a small area, with barbed wire around the ghetto. 10,000 people were there. And they didn't allow any food in there. The people were like skeletons. In March 42, they took him out in the marketplace. They undressed him naked, and they walked him to the graves near the railroad station, about a mile away. And the SS would just cut him down. That's what they did. The earth was moving for 3 days, because a lot of them were still alive when they got in. I knew one woman, she survived. She crawled out of the grave, all blotted out, and she survived the war. Well, I haven't got much time, I don't know. So this what happened, I know I have to make it short.
Take your time. Take your time.
So this is when I came to town. There were 5 people survived, 5 from 10,000 when I came back after the war. So this what happened that's the Holocaust what happened in my town, and that's why I know, and that's how I survived. All right, thank you.